Welcome to The American Veteran, a public affairs program produced by the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Hello, I'm Jim Benson, one of your hosts and proud to be an American veteran.
And I'm Margot Ellis, also a veteran and Jim's co-host this month.
Right now, our first story.
Through the ages, horses have played an important role in the warrior experience. That's the case even now, but in a much different way. The American Veteran recently visited Colorado to find out how a unique psychotherapy program involving these amazing animals helps heal veterans with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and how they're doing that in profound ways.
They come to the foothills of this mountain range, far from the desert, from the jungle, from the horrors of war and the traumas of life, seeking peace and safety on this rolling prairie.
I get love, I get attention, I get belief, I get trust.
They come on weekends to undergo a special form of healing. They come to Moonfall Ranch outside Denver for what's called equine-assisted psychotherapy. Each of these veterans has PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Some have been suffering with it a short time, others for decades. Don Dupuis lost hope and trust during the Vietnam War, coming home a different person.
Her exact words was, "I didn't even know you."
Beverly Condell was once raped by a fellow soldier, which resulted in her PTSD.
I was just basically waiting to die.
Billy Spear disarmed bombs in Iraq, but couldn't always get there in time.
And to have that resting on your shoulders is difficult to live with.
I think it's hard to underestimate the impact of a problem like PTSD on people's lives and the people around them.
Vietnam vet John Nash knows firsthand about PTSD and how to deal with it. Several years ago, he bought his wife a horse. John quickly discovered that the mare gave him comfort in ways he'd never felt before, leading him to explore equine-assisted psychotherapy. Realizing he could help other veterans like him, John launched Combat Veterans Cowboy Up. Combat Veterans Cowboy Up holds promise in treating PTSD, which if left unchecked can lead to anger, isolation, lack of trust, addiction, broken relationships, even suicide.
And I've found this through working with horses. They mirror our emotions and feelings almost perfectly because they sense what's going on inside of us.
Easy, easy.
Okay, easy.
Good girl.
Good girl. She knows we're trying to help her, but it still stings a little bit.
She's special to me because I have worked with her wounds. It brings tears to my eyes how happy she's made me.
For Billy, spending time with a couple of frisky young colts is helping him heal. Billy's now studying to be a veterinary tech, specifically to work with horses.
John has 20 horses, 8 veterans, and 40 volunteers, including himself. He runs the program on weekends and supports it during the week with incredible passion, lots of black coffee, and a full-time job at the VA hospital in Denver.
I guess my whole life is dedicated to helping veterans in one way or another.
John is a carpenter at VA, where he spreads the word about his equine program and gets referrals from VA therapists. On the ranch, John asks participating veterans to chart their recovery, beginning with traditional therapy and medication they've received. Then they mark the point in time when they came to Combat Veterans Cowboy Up.
They just soar. I won't be satisfied until all our veterans can show this kind of change on a chart like this.
Every time I come, I get something out of this. And then I can take it home and relate it with my wife and with my children.
Learning from the horses, you know, that life is better when you trust. You don't have to always fear.
And they seek your attention, they seek your trust and your love.
It's estimated that 1 in 5 of those who have served in Iraq and Afghanistan have PTSD. For Vietnam veterans, the ratio is 1 in 3. John wants to see programs like this linked to every VA hospital in the country, believing veterans can find peace and healing through the company of horses. For information about Combat Veterans Cowboy Up, go to www.combatveteranscowboyup.org.